Brad, 19 turnovers here, and a lot of them seem very undisciplined. How do you explain that?
Yeah, they turned us over in the fourth quarter. Those were huge plays against the zone. A couple of times I thought we just tried to split through small seams. A couple with Jimmy just read the pass. He's done that all playoffs. He's done it against us. He's done it against others. It's easy for me to say, be tough with the ball and be strong with the ball, but those guys are tremendous with their hands when you put Iguodala and Jimmy at the top of that zone. We got to do a better job of handling the ball. Got to do a better job of taking care of it. But I thought that and just the, rebounding, those multiple possessions where they got multiple rebounds, and our first half shooting probably did us in tonight.
Question in person, Gary Washburn.
Brad, just you guys take the 85-84 lead, and then Hero gets going again. How do you kind of contain that? What do you do with him?
Well, they do a really good job of trying to set those screens. I think a lot of times you want to blitz or switch. They do a good job of getting out of the switches or setting the switches low. And then, specifically on those handbacks, the minute you jump it, he fakes it, dunks it. So puts you in a real bind. And Hero's shot making tonight was, in addition to the things we just talked about that were our own issues, was the difference in the game. Jimmy was great late. Adebayo was his typical self. And Dragic made some big plays. But Hero was, ridiculously good tonight. That ball, the rim must have looked like the ocean to him.
Abby Chin.
Brad, another issue, defending without fouling. Jalen was in foul trouble most of the night and a couple of other guys as well. Why do they make that so tough, and how do you improve on that?
Got to do your best to be in a stance, show your hands, and, emphasize lower man wins. Easier said than done. They're constantly cutting. And so they draw a little bit of contact. But, I think we played better in other games defensively than we did tonight.
We'll go back to Gary Washburn.
All right, you're down 3-1. Well, how do you approach this now? There's no margin for error.
No, it's hard to win a playoff game, right? It's hard to win a playoff game both ways. So we're just looking at how can we play better Friday night, and that's the most important game of the season, and we need to play our best game yet, and that's it.
You guys played desperate enough tonight, or was it?
I thought our first half we looked, for whatever reason, we didn't look crisp, and then and obviously that showed itself in our shooting numbers, and then I thought we were lucky to be 50-44 at halftime, to be candid. And then I thought we found a nice rhythm. We really attacked the zone much better in the second. We shot the ball with authority. We hit the middle, but we also screened the outside. We got great looks. I felt like we were getting good looks all night. For whatever reason, we felt, our first half just wasn't as good as it's been.
Brian Robb.
Brad, you went to that, with your best five there down the stretch. Defensively, it seemed tough for them to get stops, to sustain stops there. Just with the lack of playing time that group has had to go this year, how tough is that to defend a powerhouse like Miami in those spots when so many guys have to run?
Yeah, that's a little give and take, right? I don't think we can rebound as well, obviously, with that group. So those guys really have to fight for it. We should be able to switch and pressure. But they got, they never really felt us all night. At least Hero did. And then, those guys did a good job against that lineup. They just chose some matchups to go after, and Butler came off the screens and made some plays. And so, we got to do a better job with all our lineups. Certainly that one has had its moments, but, we looked small. I will say that.
Tara Sullivan.
Is there any way to make sense of Jason's night, just that first half versus the second half? Do you have any sense yet of kind of, what went wrong in the first half, what was better in the second half for him?
It's basketball. I don't want to oversimplify it, but we've all had nights where you just don't feel like it's going for you. You go into break, or you've seen great players do that at least, where they go into the break and they can just reset, see one go through the net, and then they go, you know. And I think that that's all Jason needed to see. He was way more assertive, way more aggressive in the second half, but, you know, it was probably because he felt a lot better about him. You know, he was, for whatever reason, I thought, you know, in the first half, just struggling to find the net. And then it only takes a great player once or twice to get his confidence rolling.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Next coach.
Nolan, go ahead.
Brad, Denver's done it twice, so you look to them. Is any kind of motivation to come back 3-1? I mean, do you?
Yeah, again, I mean, I think Gary, and I understand the, you know, I don't know what the historical odds are or whatever that, I don't, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's the situation we're in, and we got to play well Friday. And so I don't think it's like, we don't have to win 3 games on Friday. We have to win 1. And that's going to be our focus. That's going to be our attention, and we'll get after it.